All right. Hello, everyone. welcome. I am Frazelma, and I am teaching parents. So, if this is your first time, welcome. We're so glad to have you. And if you have been here before and you come and check out the videos, thank you. We are humbled to have you to repeat coming to watch our videos. I will tell you a little bit about me. I'm a retired teacher, school and district administrator. I have taught parenting sessions, workshops, seminars, one-on-one sessions for many, many years, about 29 years, because our children deserve the absolute best we have to offer. So today, we are going to talk about a little touchy subject. However, we have to face whatever the issues are so that we can get better. We're going to talk about parents. Are you the problem? So let's just think about it. If your child is 4 years old, about to be 5, or has already turned 5, and is about to enter into kindergarten, and you have not taken the time, all of these 4 or 5 years of that child's life, and taught that child ABCs, not even how to sing the ABC song. The child can't recognize any letters. The child has no recognition of any numbers. The child doesn't know any beginning sounds. They don't know their colors. They don't know how to even begin using scissors to cut anything. They don't know shapes. They don't know sizes. Something's bigger, something smaller. They don't know their first and last name. Less more know how to start writing their names. They don't know how to count to 20. They don't know how to sit down in a chair at a table and listen to a story being read. They don't know how to converse back and forth in a conversation. If your child doesn't know these things and some others, you have not prepared that child for school. Therefore, the question, parents, are you the problem? Don't send your child to school unprepared. You are your child's first teacher. Take the time to teach them. Those are things you should have already taught them, along with how to share with others, along with how to be friendly, how to be helpful, how to be respectful to the teacher. And those are the things you should be teaching at home. So make sure that you take the time to prepare your child for school. Just sending them off to school is setting them up for failure. And you say you love your child and you want the best for your child, then do the best as far as teaching them the things they need to know. So ask the question, parents, are you the problem? If you have a child that's already in school, let's just say they're in 4th or 5th grade, and your child is already on a low reading level, what are you doing to help them? What are you as the parent doing to help your child improve? You may not be able to help them, I don't know, but if you cannot, then find someone who can. There are video courses online that are free to help your child learn to read better. Do something to help your child, because just saying, I don't know, those excuses are unacceptable. This is your child, and you are responsible for providing the best for your child. So if your child is learning something or doing something or not learning like they should, search out, seek someone to help you. Ask questions. Ask the teacher or the counselor or the principal. Ask people you know and help your child do better. If you do nothing, then parents, you're being the problem. What if your child is always in trouble? They're in trouble because their behavior is very inappropriate. So they don't know yet how to follow instructions, how to obey what the teacher or the child nutrition person in the cafeteria or the administrator is asking them. They don't know. And so whenever someone asks them to do something or corrects them or redirects them, they have a tantrum, kicking in the floor, screaming, crying, cursing, having a tantrum, throwing things, breaking things, turning over tables and chairs, just allowing that tantrum to escalate and escalate. They're only doing at school what you have allowed them to do at home. So the question, parents, are you the problem? Teach your children how to deal with things they don't like. When you tell your child no at home, don't just allow your child to throw a tantrum and then you kind of laugh the tantrum off and move on. No, you're setting that child up for failure because once again, when they reach school, the structured environment of a school, that child will not be allowed to just throw tantrums and break school property and throw at other children or hit the teacher and those types of things. You are the one responsible, parents. You are responsible. If you're doing nothing, you're still responsible. You're just showing your child that you don't care enough to help them learn how to conduct themselves better. Parents, are you the problem? If you are teaching your child to use profanity by using it all the time yourself, so you use it all the time, the people who you deal with use it all the time, the music you listen to, nothing but profanity, what you watch on TV, nothing but profanity, your child is surrounded by profanity all the time. What do you think your child is going to eventually do? Your child is going to use profanity. Well, when they were 2 and they used a few words, you thought it was so funny. Nobody corrected them. There were no consequences. So the child continued. Well, now the child is 10. And when the child gets angry and starts cursing, now you want to just all of a sudden start doing something. But this is a habit, and it is hard to break habits. Let me say this. If you're still cursing all the time around your child, don't expect for your child to stop. You have to discipline yourself so that you can discipline the child. I ask the question, parents, are you the problem? If there are no rules at your house, no structure, no boundaries, no consequences, the Bible says a person will not change their behavior without consequences. Parents, give your children consequences. And no, spanking is not the only consequence. There are many, many, many other creative consequences you can come up with if you take the time to think of them. But whenever your child is disrespectful to you, there should be a consequence. When your child is disrespectful to the teacher, there should be a consequence. Please don't tell your children that they don't have to do what the teachers at school tell them to do. Don't tell them that. All you're doing is setting them up for failure once again. Parents, are you the problem? If your child's grades, and I hope you look at your child's grades, if the grades are low, if you see where your child is struggling, there are resources all around you here in the United States. I know for sure. There are resources all around you that can help your child. But you have to do the research. You have to get up and go and find out where these places are. Many of these places give the services for free. So they'll help your child with math for free or with reading for free or to help with their homework for free. School is not a babysitter. So ask the question, parents, are you the problem? Stop going through life just acting like your children don't matter. Your child matters. And you are the one responsible. You are the one responsible. There are more and more kindergartners coming into the school system unprepared. Unprepared. Because parents have not prepared them for school. They don't know how to be good students because they don't even know what they're supposed to do at school. No one has taught them or trained them. Parents, are you the problem? If your child is fighting all the time, always in trouble, always mouthing off, always talking back, always got to have the last word, always sassy, always going, and they won't be quiet, won't stop, won't just close their mouths. Parents, you are the ones allowing that to happen. You are the ones allowing that. Parents, are you the problem? Stop setting your child up for failure, whether you enjoyed school or not, whether you did well in school or not, has nothing to do with how your child needs to do in school. Your child can do much better if you, parent, would make sure that home is structured. If you would make sure that there are rules at home, there are boundaries at home, there are consequences at home, and you follow through at home. Yes, you can have a parent meeting at school and tell them you're going to do this and that and go home and do nothing. Don't you think we'll know if you're not doing anything? Because your child's behavior will either stay the same or escalate and get even worse. That's the proof in the pudding right there. So parents, are you the problem? Children must have consequences, and parents are the ones to provide that. Stop allowing your child to do just anything they want. Get away with anything they want. Some parents are allowing their children to lie straight to their faces, and the parents do absolutely nothing. Nothing. So now you're teaching your child to be a liar. You're raising up a liar. What do you think is going to happen in their future? Parents, are you the problem? So we've got to do much better. Parents have to do better. Parents, one of the things that we can do to regain control, we can stop them immediately. So when your child does something that's inappropriate, something that you know they shouldn't do or shouldn't say, stop them immediately. Every time. Not once in a while. You must be consistent. Because what has happened, you have allowed them to develop a habit of that bad behavior. Even if it's being disrespectful to you, you've allowed them to be disrespectful. And now they've developed a habit. So every time they are disrespectful, you have to stop them and you have to provide a consequence. All right? You have to be consistent. They have to know that you are going to stop them and you're going to give them a consequence. And then they'll start checking themselves because they realize, oh, my parent is doing something about the way I act. Oh, I'm going to have to act better. My parent is actually parenting me. Be firm and calm. You don't have to scream, yell, curse. None of that. You don't have to hit them with your fist, knock them down, kick them. None of that. You can talk to them this calmly and say, we won't do that anymore. At this house, we won't do that anymore. Now pick it up or you will get a consequence. A consequence is anything that they don't like. whether it be take away the video game or no TV time or they can't go outside. A consequence can also be drop and give me 10 push-ups. Or it can be stand with your back against the wall, lift your hands up in the air, and lift your knee up until I say you can put it down. It can be give me 10 squats. I mean, a consequence can be so many different things. But what a consequence is not, it is not something that your child likes to do. So if your child likes to be by themselves in their room, sending your child to their room is not a consequence. You just rewarded them for bad behavior. Parents, are you the problem? Always follow through. Don't say to your child, you're okay if you do that, I'm going to, and then whatever that is, you don't do it. And they do that inappropriate act again, and you still don't do it. Have you ever seen the parents that give their children 10, 15 times, and the child thinks nothing about it? Let me tell you a quick story. I saw a parent, this has been some years ago, at the post office. Had a little boy. She had a little boy with her. That may have been 3 or 4, somewhere, based on his size. That's what he looked like, about that age. Coming out of the post office, he didn't want to go to the car. So she says, come on, we need to go. Let's get in the car. He didn't want to go. So he just squatted down right where he was on the sidewalk in front of the post office. She said, get up right now. He just looked up at her like, and if I don't? And so she said it again, you hear me, get up. Don't, you better get up. You better get up. I'm not going to keep saying it. Okay, now, you're going to make me do something. You better get up. You better get up right now. The boy just looked, and guess what he did? He smiled. So she had mail in her hand. She took her mail to her vehicle. She said, when I come back, you better get up. She went to the vehicle people and left that 3 or 4-year-old right there. Then she walks back up. People don't do that. Anybody can snatch your children. All right, don't do that. She walks back up and she starts fussing at him and fussing. And she's going to do this and she's going to do that. And he better do this. And he just smiled at her. And she said, well, okay, I'm getting ready to go. I'm going to have to call your daddy. Whatever daddy does, he stopped. He got up and he just drugged himself onto the car. But people, it took 10 minutes. It shouldn't be that. You're the parent. When you say something, your child should expect that if they choose not to do what you say, a consequence is coming. That's called follow through. Be consistent, be firm and calm, no cussing, and follow through. But you have to do it every time. Parents, are you the problem? Remember, you can't just do it when you feel like it or when you think about it or, oh, they're getting on my nerves. I'm trying to talk on this. Sit down. No. Every time. And do it calmly. But make sure you follow through. Sit down and make a list of consequences. Think of the things that your child doesn't like. One mother told me her son, he was 6 or 7. She said he hated jumping jacks, hated them. He would start crying. I don't know what it was about jumping jacks that he didn't like. They didn't hurt him, but he didn't like them. That was one of her main consequences. She would make him do jumping jacks. If he yelled or talked back to her or said something inappropriate, immediately jumping jacks. To the point, guess what happened? He stopped being inappropriate with his mother. So if your children have developed bad behaviors, it's because you've allowed them in most cases. So now, regain control. Let's be parents. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes love. Let's be parents. Let's not be the problem. Let's solve the problem. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for sharing. I hope you were able to get something out of this. And maybe now your mindset is changing with how you are conducting things at home. I hope that you structure things at home. Set rules at home. And for goodness sake, don't allow your children to disrespect you. If they disrespect you, they're going to disrespect everyone else. Don't teach your children to be disrespectful children. Teach them how to respect their elders, the adults, the ones who supervise them, the ones over them. Please share this video with others. Click the like button. Subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, Frazelma Teaching Parents. Remember, we are changing the world, and we're starting at your house. Again, I am Frazelma Teaching Parents. I'm only doing what God has called me to do. Thanks. See you next time.